Shalom. All praise, honor, and the glory go to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Peace and safety to the hopefully elect. All the sincere brothers scattered to the four corners, those that believe in the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, through his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, man. All right. And with that said, this is a continuation of my last two previous videos. Um, just to give you some more understanding, bring out some more edification, dealing with those who are taken in Luke 17. So this is Revelation 12 and chapter 14. And it says, and to the woman, now the woman is referring to Israel, all right, to Israel. Not all Israel, all right, not all Israel, um, just the elect, all right. So it says, and the woman, meaning the elect of Israel, were given two wings of a great eagle. Those two wings of a great eagle is symbolic of what you refer to as the chariots. All right. To prove that, it says that she may fly into the wilderness, that she may fly into the wilderness, dealing with the chariots. Remember, the Bible is written in allegories. This is symbolic of the chariots of the Most High, which are the angels, all right, which are the cherubims. All right, it tells you in the book of Psalms, he flew upon the wings of a cherub. So it says that she may fly into the wilderness. And in this context, that wilderness is referred to Armageddon, all right, which is Megiddo. Megiddo in the land of Israel basically is referring to Israel. That's the wilderness, into her place where she is nourished for a times and a half time from the face of the serpent, Gog and Magog. And I'm going to show you that in this lesson, man. So that's how the woman was taken, all right? In my previous two videos, I showed you how the woman was taken, all right? Gave you the precepts and brought out the edification, basically, man. So let's get some more precepts and prove that this wilderness is referred to Israel. So let's get Revelation. Let's stay in Revelation. Let's get Revelation 16:16. So this is Revelation chapter 16. Let's read verse 16. And it says, and he gathered them together in a place called in the Hebrew tongue, not in the Aramaic, because you got some guys saying that the Hebrew is not a language. All right, the Israelites spoke the Aramaic, but it says in the Hebrew tongue called Armageddon. And when you look up this word Armageddon, it's referring to Megiddo, all right, a place in Israel. All right, so that's your wilderness. That's where that woman, the elect, is going to be gathered. Okay, so let's read it again. Revelation 16:16. And he gathered them, the woman, the elect, together in a place, and we know how they got to that place. All right, they was taken. All right. It says into a place called in the Hebrew tongue, not Yiddish. Okay, they wasn't speaking Yiddish. They wasn't speaking Aramaic. All right, they were speaking the Hebrew tongue, Armageddon, which is Megiddo. All right, in the land of Israel, basically. All right, that's your wilderness, man. Okay, that's your wilderness. Let's get another precept. Let's stay in the book of Revelation. Let's go to Revelation 20. So this is Revelation 20, and let's read verse 8. Well, let's start at 7. It says, and when 1,000 years was expired, that's that times and a half time that we read about in Revelation 12. Once that time is expired, Satan, Gog and Magog, all right, Gog and Magog, meaning the nations, shall be loosed out of their prison and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, Gog and Magog. So this is future prophecy that haven't happened yet. You got simple Israelites teaching that this account of Gog and Magog already took place. All right, that is history and not prophecy. All right, those are simple Israelites, man. I'm giving you the correct edification of what this is referring to. So it says Gog and Magog, and that's your serpent right there. Okay, that's your dragon. All right, that's Satan. All right, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, gather them together to battle in the valley of Jehoshaphat, man. All right. It says the number of whom is as the sand of the sea, is as the sand of the sea, and they went up on the breadth of the earth and compassed the camp of the saints about. All right, Armageddon. All right, in the wilderness, which is in the land of Israel. All right, I showed you that in my 2 previous videos, and I'm also bring out more precepts and prove it even further, man. Okay, that's the camp of the saints, man. All right, that wilderness in Revelation 12. All right, that place in the Hebrew tongue called Armageddon. All right, that's the camp of the saints and the beloved city, and fire came down from God out of heaven and devoured them. All right, remember that, because I'm gonna give you this same account from the prophet Ezekiel. Let's get it now in the book of Ezekiel. In the book of Ezekiel, chapter 38, and bring out the correct edification, man, of what this prophecy is referring to. Because you got guys twisting the scriptures, teaching prophecy as history. Okay, that Revelation 12 and 14 is not dealing with history, man. That's dealing with prophecy, man. All right. Remember, the woman was hid from the face that was given 2 wings of an eagle that she may fly. All right, and nourished from the face of the serpent for a time and a half time. Once that time is expired, all right. Well, let's bring out the account here in Ezekiel. So many precepts. I'm gonna jump around and I'm gonna show you why I say that she was nourished. So this Ezekiel 38:11, it says, and thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. All right. Just like we read in Revelation 20. All right. The land of unwalled villages. That's the wilderness. All right. That's the camp of the saints. He says, I will go to them that's at rest and dwell safely. That's them being nourished from the face of the serpent. They at rest and dwelling safely, all of them dwelling without walls and having neither balls nor gates. Now let's jump around to verse 14. Therefore, son of man, prophesy, saying to Gog, thus saith the Lord power, in that day when my people Israel dwelleth safely. All right, that's why I said in Revelation 12 that they was nourished from the face of the serpent for a time and a half time. This is that account. Dwelleth safely. Thou shalt not know it. It says, and thou shalt come from thy place out of the north parts, thou and many people with thee, all of them riding upon horses in great company and a mighty army. All right, that's Gog and Magog, man. All right, this is future prophecy, man. It says, and thou shalt come up against my people of Israel, as a cloud to cover the land. And it shall be in the latter days that I will bring thee against my land, that's that wilderness, that the heathen may know me when I shall be sanctified in thee, O God, before their eyes. And it says, thus saith the Lord, verse 17, thus saith the Lord power, thou art he of whom I have spoken in old times by my servants, the prophets of Israel, which prophesy in those days many years that I will bring thee against them. I will bring thee against them. All right, that's them compassing the camp of the saints, man. All right, let's keep reading, man. It says, and it shall come to pass in that time when God shall come against the land of Israel. The land of Israel, that's key. All right, that's that wilderness. That's what a woman, that's what those in Luke 17 was taken. That's what a woman who was given 2 wings of an eagle that she may fly into the wilderness. Where's that wilderness? Where's that camp of the saints? The land of Israel. The land of Israel. That's where they're going to be taken. All right. Saith the Lord power, that my fury shall come up in my face. Let's jump around a little bit for time's sake. Let's see. Let's jump to verse 22. And I will plead against him with pestilence and with blood, and I will rain upon him and upon his bands and upon many people that are with him, overflowing rain, great hailstones, fire and brimstone, just like we read in Revelations. Let's go back there right quick. Revelations 20. So this is Revelation 20 and 9. It says, and they went up on the breadth of the earth and compassed the camp of the saints about. Where? In the land of Israel, the place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon, which is referred to as the wilderness in Revelation 12. It says, and the beloved city, and fire came down from God out of heaven and devoured them. All right, so that's the understanding of Revelation 12. Let's go back to Revelation 12 and 14. So let's read Revelation 12:14 without any private interpretations, man. It says, and the woman, which are the elect, the saints, all right? Not all Israel, just the Israel of God. I'm going to prove that as I continue to read. Those are the ones that's being taken. That's why it says, one shall be taken and the other one left. One shall be taken and the other one left. And we know according to Ezekiel 37 and I believe 21, that is referring to Israelites, those who are being taken and those who are being left. That's referring to Israelites. So it says, and the woman, the elect, were given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she may fly into the wilderness. All right, meaning being taken. All right, into the wilderness. Now we know what that wilderness is referring to, the land of Israel. That's where they're going to be taken. All right, the Lord say, whatsoever the carcasses is, the bodies be, there will the eagles be gathered. All right, and according to Ezekiel 39, we know where the eagles going to be gathered in the land of Israel. So it says, into her place where she is nourished. Where she is nourished. Remember, we read in Ezekiel 38, all right? Those who dwell safely, at rest and at safety, man. We call it the land of unwalled villages, all right? That's an example of them being nourished for a time and a half time. All right. And remember in Revelations, it talks about when that time is expired. All right. When that time is expired, it says from the face of the serpent, And the serpent was cast out of his mouth water as a flood after the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away of the flood. And the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened her mouth and swallowed up the flood, which the dragon, that serpent, all right, Gog, Magog, okay, which the dragon cast out of his mouth. Verse 17, it says, and the dragon was wroth with the woman and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, the ones that was taken, man. That's the remnant of the Lord's seed. That's the Israel of God. That's the elect, man. All right. Those are the ones that's being taken, all right, in Luke 17, man, all right, with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of God, all right. What is the commandments of God, man? To hear Yahweh Shai, man, All right, to hear Yahweh Shai. And Yahweh Shai commanded us to fulfill the law of Christ, man. The law of Yahweh Shai, man. Not the Mosaic law, man. All right, but the law of Christ, man. All right. It says, which keep the commandments of God and have the testimony of Yahweh Shai. And have the testimony of Yahweh Shai. All right. So basically, that's the point. Giving you the edification of Revelation chapter 12 and verse 14. All right. So you can have the understanding of who is the taken, where are they being taken. Okay. And I hope you brothers was edified, and with that, shalom.